Happy Monday morning, ladies. So, as I communicated on Friday in the group, our weekly updates are going to be a little bit different going forward. Something I want to really encourage more of in the group is accountability and responsibility. After all, I always use the analogy you can read a book, but if you don't put things into action, nothing's ever going to change. So a few of you in the group did the 100-day program with me, and something we did in the 100-day program was I encouraged the ladies to complete a daily tracker. Okay, so again, it was something that I've used in most of the groups that I've run. It's not something I've introduced in the Food Freedom Club, but they work. Okay, and it's not, for anyone who's thinking immediately as I mentioned the word tracker, if your hackles are going up and you're going, oh God, I don't want to do that, it's not like a food diary or anything like that. It's not about policing in that way, but it is, as humans, we need a bit of accountability and ticking off those boxes every day. It's like our roadmap, isn't it? If we set some little steps for ourselves and then we see ourselves ticking them off every day, A, it feels good, and B, it actually shows us that we're moving in the right direction. So for the last 13 weeks, I've been putting the modules in and not really been tracking. Sorry, there's a phone call coming through. Not really been tracking whether you're doing those actions or not, only through if you've been putting comments in the group. So what I want to do is kind of encourage you to actually set yourself some goals, but actually be accountable for those goals. And so what I'm introducing this week is a weekly tracker or a monthly tracker. So at the start of every month, I'll put a new tracker in. It's a really simple document that I've popped in the group. It's just an Excel spreadsheet. You can print it out if you like me. I like to colour the squares in. Or if you want to do it online, that's absolutely fine. So what I want you to do is, first of all, start by thinking about those 4 pillars of food freedom. So we've got food, but not specifically about what you're eating in terms of none of this dieting or restricting stuff. Food is about like the whole permission to eat and rejecting food mentality. So thinking about some really small steps that you can set yourself that are actually going to help you build a healthy food relationship. And there's lots of tips in the last 13 modules in there. So have a read through them and start thinking about, even if it is that whole give yourself permission to eat 3 meals a day and permission to eat those foods that you tell yourself you shouldn't have. The next one is movement. Module 13 was all about movement. Look at ways in which you can sit less and just move a little bit more. So set a couple of actions around movement. Mindset, commit to doing the trainings, the modules every week. Or if there's something specific that you want to work on, go out into the big bad internet and start doing some research about it and start working on your mindset. And then the final one is self-care. You've all received a self-care document from me. So thinking about your physical, emotional, mental and spiritual self-care, and set yourself a couple of little actions. Remember, small steps. None of this like expecting to change the world in a week. So I'm really inviting you to start recording and monitoring the progress that you're making. And trackers are a really simple way of doing that. Now, what I want you also to do is on the daily journaling post, if it serves you, to actually start updating us. Take a picture of your tracker, take a picture of your screen once you've completed it, and give us an update on how things are going. If it doesn't serve you to do it every day, that's absolutely fine. You can do it once a week in the weekly updates. But you guys are in here for a reason. You're in here to do the work, and reading the posts and not engaging in the post is not going to move you to where you want to be. So I'm getting a bit tougher with you guys, and I want to kind of start seeing you engaging in the work that we're doing. And that starts by you taking responsibility and accountability for yourselves. And, a bit of tough love sometimes. It's easy to have that goal and want that goal, but not actually take those steps to move you towards it. So hopefully just doing things a little bit differently every Monday is going to kind of give you that clarity and give you that focus. So download your April tracker, fill in some actions that you want to work on, and then every day colour them in, and be honest with it. If you haven't done them, you haven't done them. If you've done them, then fabulous. No judgment, but each week the opportunity to have a look at your tracker and go, okay, I was consistent with them, but I wasn't consistent with that. Why was that? What got in the way? This is how we learn. We learn from experience, but we also learn from reflecting on our experience. That deepens the learning experience. So, good stuff. I look forward to seeing your trackers all nicely completed. Also going to be a bit of a change to how I do the weekly modules. I want to make them a lot more interactive, so I'm going to deliver them in a longer video supported by worksheets. So I'm going to try that throughout April and see how that serves. So just trying different things. And this April, we're going to really focus on the trigger stuff, the daily things that happen in our lives that trigger thoughts and feelings and emotions and action, because that's a really, really important part of this process. And for many of you, I've worked on triggers with you, but it's not something that you work on every single day. This is something, mindset changes when we work on it every single day. So that's what we're going to start doing. So some small changes in the group this month. Hopefully they will boost the engagement. Hopefully there'll be less reading to do for you, so you'll find it doesn't take up quite so much time. But really important that we get these daily actions going so you can actually start seeing those changes happen for you. Any questions? Let me know.